Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Wednesday, number 30 day, the last day for this number 11 month for the year 2022. My name na Capo Daniel. I am the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces and the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, una own countryman, Ambazonian FBI. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they speak the truth, where they bring una fact-based analysis, meaningful information for help we as we worker for this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good people of Ambazonia, today we start today with the message we would get them for the governing council, would be notified, and would get into details for find out exactly which way it happened with the notification from the United States of America. Say some Ambazonian citizens them that be indicted, 3 of them, for activity where they be found not inconsistent with American law. That means say the Ambazonian Governing Council be aware, say 3 of Ambazonian them, America they don't carry them go for court because they don't breach American law. These 3 individual them, we na Ambazonian them way na of American residents. One of them named na Claude N. Chi, he be 40 years old, and then the other one he stay for Minnesota. Another one na Francis Nchinier, 49 years old. He too stay for Minnesota. Another one na the one way he be very famous, Nesto Lamy. He be 46 years old. He stay for Buffalo for New York. All of them na American citizen them. We na Ambazonian them all. So they don't take them go for court. We know in particularly Nesto Lamy because he be work very closely with Sako. Time where they be arrest the phone of a Banso. At that time, he be very involved. So these are people who were working with Sako, and then they moved and they were working with Chris Anu. So 3 of our citizens have been indicted in court. That means they don't charge them for court officially. And according to information where it come today, the house of Chris Anu also it then be searched by the American investigator. Them would then reach out for get more detail for the persons who are involved. But these are confirmed information that the Ambazonian Governing Council have received. Preliminary investigation and also looking into the file, the case file, it shows say these individuals they be that involved in collecting ransom for persons where they be arrested for purpose for kidnapping, according to the file. We also remember say one of these individuals be received I think 10,000 when they be released the phone of Saw. At that time we blow the alarm, but the issue was not mentioned in this court. So this particular case it be focused on a case where they be collect money for some Ambazonian when American citizen also for release a family member where they be kidnapped from ground zero. This it be na the second case of this nature where Ambazonian citizens them for America they don't fall in problems with the law of America because of activity linked to their perceived Ambazonian liberation moves. Previously, we get the case for Mangang and a few others where they be arrested because they be sent weapons them from America, then buy gun them for America, put them for container, send that container for Nigeria. He reach for Nigeria, then catch them for day, so then catch them, go them for court. The Ambazonian Governing Council, it don't always maintain, say make all Ambazonian citizens them begin work in accordance with the law for the country where they for day. While we don't reach out for our friends and waiting there for United States, their State Department, the information where they don't give for winner say United States, their policy it never change. American citizens them be allowed for support, fight for self-determination and for preserve life for their country and for support democracy. Many Americans them they support war them across the globe. So when they go fight for Ukraine and many other battlefield them, it never ever be a problem. But Ambazonia they need to be careful with the local laws for transact in weapons, for carry weapons out of America and many countries them, it be illegal. And Ambazonia and the way they want fight for free our country, they need for fight in a way where it be consistent with the local law them. Ambazonians them too, them be need for be aware about the fact for collect money for ransom and the use of Ambazonian forces for personal benefit. It is unacceptable. While we wait to get details of this case, we rely basically on the information will be available for the Governing Council at this moment. The Ambazonian Governing Council, it be a properly constituted body of Ambazonian across the world with many missions across the globe with our citizens on the ground and a military wing where it be governed with a set of code of conduct where it prohibit the use of forces or raising of money through kidnapping for ransom. Ambazonian Governing Council have banned the picked up of people, arrest of people for the simple purpose of collecting money or raising funds. Our policy for collection of liberation tax is consistent with territoriality laws and principles of customary international law. So when we impose liberation tax for businesses and individuals who make certain economic activity, it is inconsistent with international law. It should be noted that each time we come out, we articulate these things, we make our intentions public. It is not for the purpose of internal rivalry, but it is the right thing to do. And every Ambazonian faction should make sure that they are doing the right thing and they don't run into trouble simply because they want to rush things through. How the tax is collected and how they are charged is done through institution and it's not done on personal basis. Our soldiers are uniformed, they're identifiable, and our cost is just. Fellow Ambazonians, it is really tragic and revealing and telling in many ways than one that what we ever do, what goes around comes around. Since we started this liberation, the people who have been working tirelessly, who have dedicated their entire beings, their entire body cell, their blood, their air they breathe for the liberation of our homeland, have been constant victim of our own greed, of our own stupidity, envy, jealousy. The IG, where these our three citizens are members of, have been a constant pain in our back. And this incident in America should tell our people something that God is saying to them. In the beginning of this struggle, when Dr. Tawtaw was preaching about self-defense, he was mocked. The Ambazonian Governing Council was mocked by the IG. And our leader, Dr. Tawtaw, was termed somebody without PhD. What has God responded to them? God has given them a person, a pastor, a fake pastor with a fake degree printed in Bonamosadi, Sako Ikome. Ayabacho, who is an entrepreneur and an employer, was called a jobless man. What has God done? God has given the IG jobless pastor like Chris Anu, Sako Ikome. All the lies that were told that Ayabacho was an embezzler. What has been the response? The IG have become a sore eye, an institution that have brought only shame and disgrace and disrepute internationally on our country. When the issue for kidnapping for ransom was proliferated across our territory, with the IG preaching the theory of county by county, using tribalism, tribal line to try to isolate nationalism, we cried that this is going to bring kidnapping for ransom. When indeed the kidnapping for ransom came, we did everything humanly possible to fight it. the Ambazonian Governing Council created the Anti-Kidnapping Czar and an anti-kidnapping squad, equipped it, dedicated to fight against kidnapping for ransom. Yet, the IG spends 24/7 on their ABC channel, on their SCBC channel, to make false allegations to try to tag the AGOFC as kidnappers. You have accused us wrongly for kidnapping, accused us for creating a liberation tax as a front for kidnapping. With all the accusation, it is the IG that is under the limelight today, with their officials being indicted for actually doing kidnapping for ransom and receiving money in the diaspora. I think God have said enough for Ambazonians to realize themselves. Every single day you have people coming up with schemes of lies and manipulation. No matter how much we focus to fight the enemy, there are these individuals who dedicate themselves to fight against that which they cannot destroy, the people of Ambazonia and the Ambazonian Governing Council. You see on the ground, our soldiers raise the flag to put Ambazonian first, yet they are being assaulted here and there. But we thank God that the population have stood with us all along. Yesterday in Mezam, you have conspirator in the diaspora who have paid money to try to make use the Tabequifo as a front now to attack the ADF physically, despite all the failed projects they have had against the ADF. They hired their forces, make coalition, carried them in bikes to go and attack the ADF yesterday, only for them to enter shock along their way and have lost soldiers and equipment, heavy equipment. I think over 6 bikes or something like that fell into enemy's hand, being reckless because you want to go and attack your enemy. For how long are you going to try to do this? Why are you fighting something you can never win? The Ambazonian Governing Council is focused on one enemy alone, La République du Cameroon. All of our communicators, we focus our energy on targeting Cameroon. We do anti-Cameroon propaganda, while you focus to do anti-AGOFC propaganda. We motivate all our soldiers to fight, while you try to demoralize and defame our soldiers. We promote all groups and share materials of all groups, while you try to change the narrative and make Ambazonian Defense Forces disappear. For how long are you going to try to fight something you cannot win? The Ambazonian Governing Council is a constituted body, the biggest movement of Ambazonians that are standing on the principles of our nationalism. Our leader, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, who is duly elected by a constituent member of our organization, have provided inspiration, motivation, charisma that have earned our nation international reputation. Why do you fight it? When you fight these things, you are not fighting against an individual or an organization. You are fighting against the people of Ambazonia, and their God, time and time again, have responded to you. Oh, the wicked black man syndrome. Abandon your foolish way and line up with the children of the calling, the chosen Ambazonians, so that we are going to shorten this journey through this desert. We have crossed the Red Sea. There is no turning back. The distance between us and freedom, the distance between the chosen ones and the promised land, is our ability to line up behind principles and effective leadership for the independence of Ambazonia. Capo Daniel, signing off.